Om Jai Saima, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our first Satsang call of this second year program. So welcome to everyone who's on the call. So we have a busy call for you today, a lot of information. We're going to begin first with a connecting meditation, and then Rayna and Rachel will take us through the goddesses and the chakras so we can re-presence our webinar from last year and bring our awareness back to that to these goddesses and their role with us and with our chakras and their presence in our lives. So we'll move into that. After that, we'll have a satsang on the goddesses and the chakras, where you can ask any questions you have of that or share what it's been like for you to use the meditation, or uh, how this has been for you. After that satsang, we'll move into some updates about the Magdalena program. I have some updates about your marketing kits and the Magdalena Healing Society and the facilitation groups, and some updates. And then we'll totally open it up to questions, comments. I want to hear how you're doing with your sessions, or what other questions you might have, or any concerns about the program, or anything about anything. So that'll be our time together. So as you can see, it's pretty full. So let's take a breath together. Just opening yourself, opening your whole being to what's available for you on this call today. Using the breath to move into the heart. And allow yourself to experience the love of Saima, of Mary Magdalena, and Master Jesus. Using your breath, allow this to come to you, this gratitude, this love. Feel the love of your I am presence, your soul. How happy your soul is that you've really stepped into this new version of you. this future you that Ma speaks about. Just smile to yourself. Just smile with appreciation. And then connecting your heart to the heart of every person in our grid. Those who are on this call, those who will listen later. The Magdalena grid around the globe. You may even begin to notice how much stronger it is than when we started a year ago. Because of all that you've done. With each breath, bringing in more and more and strengthening the grid even more on the planet. We connect with the Japanese, the first year students, the divine feminine, here, now, with your help. And now we'll move to Rayna, who, as we, if you're able to, open your eyes and view the screen and the goddesses in each one of the chakras. Rayna?
Bringing our awareness to the root chakra. Viewing the screen and the colors there. Invoking Gaia, goddess of forests and caves. The foundation of life itself. Stability and strength. Welcoming Gaia as our first goddess today. And allowing ourselves to feel gratitude for her presence in our lives. Moving up to the sacral chakra. Welcoming Hathor. Embodiment of openness and vulnerability. Presence to exactly what is in each moment. Sensation, warmth, and cool breeze. The fullness of breath in our lungs. Celebration of life. Welcoming and expressing gratitude. Moving into the solar plexus. Invoking Sekhmet. Embodiment of power, of movement and creation. Feeling the flame of Sekhmet within that third chakra. welcoming that will, that drive, expressing gratitude for her presence. Moving into the heart, welcoming Amaterasu, embodiment of love, of effortless devotion, shining because it is our nature, because it's simply what we do, and feeling the strength that exists there. Unconditional radiance. Radiance that shines forth no matter the situation, the surroundings. A feeling of completeness. Welcoming and offering gratitude for the experience that Amaterasu brings. Moving into the throat chakra and invoking Pallas Athena. Goddess of wisdom and manifestation. The energy of Pallas Athena merging with the throat chakra to create a bridge between the spiritual and physical world. The place where our ideas, our vision, and our passion can move into the third dimension, can become alive in the world with us. The power of that creative force. The confidence to speak with clarity. Welcoming Pallas Athena and expressing gratitude to her for that guidance. Moving to the third eye, invoking Isis, divine priestess, dedicated to ritual practice, moving through intuition, knowingness of what it is to be fully aligned with the natural order of the universe. Welcoming that energy that acts as a vehicle for the divine in the world. expressing gratitude for that clarity of purpose. For that understanding. Moving into the crown and welcoming Shahina, sacred presence. The formless energy of creation in the world and the heavens. The experience of all that is as potential. Transformation and rebirth, knowingness. The spirit of life within all things.
Inviting now Magdalena, who embodied each and embodies each of these goddesses: Gaia, Hathor, Seknet, Amaterasu, Pallas Isis, and Shahina. Inviting Mary Magdalena within you, filling each space in the body, feeling her as the embodiment of divine feminine in you and in the world. Inviting and anchoring these energies within. We move into the remainder of our call. Om JJ Saima.
And taking another moment and a deep breath as you anchor these energies deep, deep within you. As you open your eyes as that. Embodied. So now I'd like to open the call if you'd like to speak and there's something you'd like to share or ask Rayna and Rachel about the Goddess program or with the Goddess webinar. If there's any questions or comments, please just raise your hand and Laura will call on you.
No one has raised their hand yet.
Whoa, echo. Okay, come on, you guys, wake up. They're all blissed out, I think. Anyone have any questions?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Lillian, I think you're.
Yes.
Yes.
Can
Yes.
you hear me now?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I want to thank you very much, and Rayna and Rachel for the beautiful sharing, the beautiful teaching that they gave last time with these goddesses, and this meditation to start the call. I feel that this revived the goddesses within me. I've only one little regret, if I can share also a regret, is that among all these beautiful goddesses, there were no Indian goddesses. And I'm particularly, resonating with the goddesses from India because they are very powerful. I teach about India, Hindu spirituality, so I'm very much, well, with them. And I feel that they should have their place with our work, with our Mary Magdalene work, because I feel that I remember that we even made a japa, a repetition of the Kali mantra during one of our workshops. And this I've continued to use because I feel a deep resonance. So it's not a criticism, it's just an idea of a continuation. Maybe we could do something with the Hindu goddesses as well, especially because we are often with them. We are like celebrating Navaratri, often with the yagyas, and so it's just a suggestion of something to come.
Okay, maybe it's something you'd like to create for the group. We would love that. You could do a webinar on that. Rayna, my question though is, how did you choose? How did you know which goddess to choose for each one? How did that come to be?
Yeah, so thank you, Leon, for the comment. It's funny because I also studied Hinduism, was kind of more my concentration in school when I was studying religion. And when Ma gave me the assignment, Ma specifically said Greek and Egyptian as a focus.
Oh, okay.
And who knows why, but my kind of intuition is that because I knew so much about the Hindu goddesses, it almost was a barrier for me in being able to create something new. Because I knew them so well that I was, I tried at one point to use Lakshmi in the heart chakra, and I was like, but Lakshmi is so much more complicated than that. And I had all these stories and all these pieces that I felt like fit everywhere. And so I think for me, moving away from that and moving into goddesses I hadn't studied much was a way of kind of being able to approach as a child and learn anew and experience for the first time in a lot of ways that I wouldn't have been able to do with Hindu goddesses. And I resonate completely with what you're saying, that Hindu goddesses for me are like my home. So yeah, the way I picked was just moving through, and I would kind of invoke each goddess and see how the energy felt. The heart chakra actually took the longest for me because I think I had previously this feeling of like servant consciousness connected to the heart chakra, as like, compassion is this giving away of self. And so I tried all of these different goddesses of compassion and mercy and love in the heart chakra, and none of it felt powerful. So that was kind of the process for the heart chakra is I had this awareness of Amaterasu as just the sun, like the natural embodiment of the sun. And that felt real and powerful and like something that could be maintained. And so that was kind of the process with all the chakras, was just what feels like it's energizing here for me. And it might be different, I think, for everyone. I would definitely invite you to play with it and try to bring in different goddesses and see where they fit.
That's a great idea, and I would second that. I mean, see if there's one of these goddesses that maybe you just don't know about, and research her and be with her and see how it feels and welcome her. And I love it. I love it. Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for the question, Lillian, or the comment. Anyone
Can I add one
else?
thing, Mary, as well?
Yes.
With that?
Yes.
So one of the things that I wanted to add with that I found myself is that oftentimes when I look around different cultures, for me, I find that the energies of particular goddesses from different cultures oftentimes feel like sister energies. And so for me, that's a way that I sometimes will connect with different goddesses from different backgrounds. So for me, Sekhmet is like a sister with Kali. To me, I feel like they wouldn't hang out together, you know? And so that oftentimes helps me to connect kind of the various experiences that I've had with these different aspects of divine feminine and really embody them.
Awesome. Beautiful. Other questions or comments? And many of you have written your blissed out, and thank you for this, and thank you for writing those things.
We have other people who raised their hand,
Okay.
but Meg Morris asked, would it be appropriate to invoke the goddesses as well as Mary Magdalena prior to sessions?
Of course. Of course. Whatever you do, whatever you need to do to get yourself totally there. You know, so a meditation with the goddesses to really align and open and have everyone there. And Mary Magdalene, yeah, fine. Let us know how it goes. Other questions or hands raised?
Anne, we're not able to hear you.
I just have to go.
There's Anne.
There you go.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, good. Om JJ Saima, everyone.
JJ Sama.
So my question is back to one of the basics, I suppose, in terms of giving a session to a client who has depression and who has been hospitalized and medicated. I would love like a list of don't go there.
Okay,
situations.
okay. Let's hold those questions till after we finish the goddess one. Okay, but I'll answer that one then. Okay. Thanks, Anne.
You're welcome.
Any other questions for Rayna and Rachel? David, you're muted though. You have to.
Yes. Hi. Sorry for being Shekinah. I've made a bit of a research. I don't see anything Egyptian or Greek. It's all Jewish.
Maybe she snuck in. What do you say, Rayna?
Yeah, I did. So Egyptian and Greece, that's where I went first, certainly. And then once I had started creating like the chakra meditation specifically, I started looking for goddesses that embodied the energies I felt in each chakra. And Shekinah was one that, and Amaterasu are the two that stood out for me as I think Amaterasu I ended up on just because, like I said, I had so much trouble finding like the exact energy that I wanted for the heart chakra that I ended up going everywhere. And Shekinah as well. I think there aren't, in my experience, maybe there are, but I couldn't find many goddesses that embodied that crown chakra, like direct connection with source and all things kind of energy.
It means God inhabited in Hebrew. It means inhabited. So God inhabiting, yeah.
Yeah, and Shekinah's been linked to the Holy Spirit in Christianity, and yeah, the kind of level of presence, it really spoke to me there.
Okay, thanks.
Beautiful. Thanks, David. All right. Who else is asking questions or has their hand up? I see Margaret Mary Egan. There you are. You're on mute.
Om JJ Saima.
JJ Saima.
I don't have a question. I don't have a question, but I just really want to thank both Rayna and Rachel for their work and for the energy that comes through. I've always been interested in goddesses from various cultures over many years. And my experience with this with this program that the girls put together is that unifying force. It's they just become a pillar, that one supports the other, one evolves into the other, and just that, I just wanted to comment on that and reflect on that.
Thank you.
And maybe anyone's thoughts on Hawaii at the moment. I know Hawaii is associated with Pele, and I just, the first thought I had when I heard of the ongoing eruptions there was that energy, as a sister, as Rachel was saying, to Hathor, and that openness, vulnerability, that laying herself bare, really, and that I just resonate with that. But ultimately, thank you for a wonderful teaching. Thank you.
I was sharing with Rayna that we got more feedback on this webinar than any other one we've ever done. So I said, you guys really, it just so spoke to everyone. It's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you, all of you, for sharing your feedback. And someone wrote in the chat they're using it in their morning meditation. It's created an elegant grace in the morning. So you should all have a copy of that meditation from last month. So include it. Any other comments, questions? Maureen.
This is wonderful. And just hearing about, for the first time, the Greek and the Egyptian goddesses. And what I had, my feeling as I looked at them was there was a number of them that corresponded for me exactly with some of the Hindu goddesses. And like Kali, for me would be the solar plexus chakra with, is it Sekhmet? Solar plexus is Sekhmet. And I always felt Kali in my solar plexus, power. And then with Saraswati, I noticed what you did was I believe Saraswati, Isis, third eye, in the new goddess ones you're talking about would be the same that I would feel about Saraswati, right? And then Lakshmi would be absolutely the same for me as Gaia, the root chakra, abundance. And then for the heart, of course, I always feel Magdalena, Mary Magdalena, and she then embodies all of these. So it was very interesting from that standpoint, that because at first I was listening to these and I thought, well, I'm not familiar with many of them. Some of the words I was familiar with. And then when you started to talk about feel for yourself what energy of which of these feel right. And I could feel the energies that felt right and have known this for some time from the Hindu goddesses. So there's such a correlation. And I just wanted to mention that. And thank you very much for this.
Thank you. Awesome. Any other questions or comments before we close this portion? Okay, so Rayna and Rachel, we cannot thank you enough. You so enriched our program. And I can also share with you that we're very seriously considering, we think we're going to do it in October, what we're calling Magdalena Healing Days. And we'll maybe do one with the goddesses and work all day long on the goddesses and what might be in each chakra and clearing all that, and making them these days for the general public as a way to introduce others to the energies of Mary Magdalena and all the goddesses. So we'll be keeping you in mind when that happens, but that's one of our bright ideas so far, these Magdalena Healing Days, one-day programs. So I thank you both, Rayna and Rachel, and thank you, thank you, thank you. I know everyone on the call is so grateful. Thank you. GG, Simon. All right, so now let's move along. Next slide, Laura, please. Thank you. So now I'd just like to give you some updates and then open it for questions on anything about the program, or and I'll answer your question about depression and what you can do and what you can't do. Okay. All right, so we received your feedback about the facilitation groups, and to my surprise, most of you made comments about you wanted them combined, not necessarily by like body workers or whatever, and wanted groups that were of a reasonable size, like a smaller size. That would seem to be the general thing. So we're going to send another survey out because we need some help in creating them. Some of the feedback was about they wanted them just to be open discussion groups, not like a teaching or a topic or anything, where people just could come and share. And a lot, I also think we're moving past the point of talking about patterns and drama anymore. I know Mom wants us past that point, really, to use the groups as an opportunity to share what's happening in your session, share what's happening with you, give idea, help each other, but not so much on what patterns are coming up at this point. One thing I think I would recommend you do with that is maybe find a buddy that you can do that one-on-one, that work one-on-one with, but that the group time is more about what's happening now and deepening in the energies, maybe talking about the goddesses or things that are a direction you want to go to. So here's what I need for you. I'm going to send you another, we'll send you another list. What I'd like to know is who has Zoom accounts so that we could do them by Zoom. And if you'd be willing to, that we could use your Zoom account, like Monday evenings once a month or something for your group, it would be part of your group. But if I can find out who's got Zoom accounts. And my sense is we're going to rotate the facilitators. So each month somebody would be the facilitator for the next month, you decide, and each person take a turn. So there's no real group leader facilitator. It's really very open and sharing. So if you have any other thoughts about that, please email us. And we will get another survey out, or if you have a Zoom account right away, send it. Well, never mind. We're going to send you a Google Doc or something to fill out what you'd want, what times work, and we're going to try to match you in groups of probably 15. We have over 150 of you that are back. There's some people who said they didn't want facilitation groups, they wouldn't be part of it, and that's totally fine. But the majority of you said you wanted them. So we have some work to do. If you have any ideas, you can add it to this Google Doc we're going to send you. So watch for that. Please fill it out. Especially let us know if you have an account we can use. The second thing, the marketing kit and all that right now is in translation. So I'm going to go over a few things with you about that. So the first thing is the languaging. You're going to be getting, I better speak slower. You're going to be getting an email with the specific languaging you can use on your website, how you can represent yourself. So that's coming. And the basic idea of it is that what's going to begin to happen, and we saw this in the internship, is that as you do these sessions, you're going to have more and more successful things. People are going to attribute all sorts of miracles to you. And the fact that Saima is involved as the source of bringing the initiation down. And so we have to be really careful that the ego doesn't grab this. We have to be very careful that we don't represent ourselves as endorsed by Saima, or Saima's this or Saima's that, unless we have specific approval or word from the office of Saima that there's a different way we can advertise ourselves. So The languaging is very specific, and I don't think it's anything you'll have a problem with. I just think it tells you, like, this is how you can say it on your resume, that you've completed this training. This is how you can say it on your website. We'll give you languaging. If there's, and most of it, I think it's in your contract anyway. And if there's anything that you're concerned about, please shoot me an email, and we can explain it even more. But that's going to be coming out within the next week to 10 days. It's in translation now. Then there's a marketing kit, and most of this is complete and almost ready for you. So let's go to the next slide, and I'll show you some of the things that you're going to be receiving. You're going to receive this postcard here that you can use, and there'll be places on it. This is if you're certified, okay, that you can put your name and your address. There'll be a way you're going to be able to personalize it for you. And then you can hand them out, or you could use them as, you can leave them in stores, shops, whatever, however you do your advertising. There'll also be a flyer that will have pretty much the same languaging, and we're going to give you a place where you can get them printed at Christine has researched that at a less expensive rate for you. But that's one thing that's been created for you. Okay, you can see it's very beautiful. Next slide. A business card. This business card has been created for you. It'll look like that. There'll be a French one, obviously, and everything will be in French and English. Some of them are complete already, and some aren't translated yet. Now you can see there that there's the seal. So if you go to the next slide, there's 2 seals. Okay, this is one for someone who's completed the Certified Magdalena Energy Practitioner. So they did the 25 sessions, they've been approved, they have their certificate, they're able to call themselves that. So this seal you'll be able to use on your business card. It'll be on any, you can use it on your website, you can use it anywhere you advertise, okay, that you're a certified Magdalena Energy Practitioner. Next slide, Laura. Then the next slide is for people who they didn't do the 25 sessions, but they've completed everything else. So they might not be having a table as a certified practitioner. They might not be doing table sessions just yet, but they've completed everything else. Or maybe they never want to do table sessions. They might be an MD or a social worker or something that doesn't want to do that. However, because you've completed everything and you've taken the ethics test, and you've submitted everything, you will then be able to use this. And you can even have you can include this on your business card or however you want to include this. And when you're a member of that, you're a member for 3 years, and then there'll be something we'll have you do to renew, probably take some classes or whatever. You'll have done some workshops or whatever. We haven't gotten there yet, but this will go for 3 years, each one of these things. So Laura, go back one. So you see the Energy Practitioner Seal looks like that, and the Magdalena Healing Society looks like this. So these are what are available for you. Then Laura, can you just go back to what we have the updates? Okay, so that's what your marketing kit's going to look like as you're a member of the society or when you're a certified member. The next thing I have is on the website. So we're working with a website person, and we're going to be able to create web pages for you to put all your information in, and you'll have a whole page. We'll be giving you a special webinar on that, or a special training webinar on that. And we're also going to create a training webinar on how to edit your cards and your flyers and all that other things. So we have some webinars coming up for you, so you'll learn how to use that. And that's also something you can link your business card or your postcards, and you can link that's there, and they can get more information about you, where you are, where your phone number, what are your specialties, whatever. Okay. The only other updates I have is a reminder that we have the Magdalena Frequencies for the Business Coaching and Teaching Professional that Doug Fisher and I will be doing June 15th to 17th in Albany. We've some people have asked if we could make a recording of this and make a product out of that, or can we do a live webinar where people could call in for it and be on it like remotely for the whole weekend with us. I know for sure we can, we're going to make a video of it, and we're going to try to create a good product for you of it. If you would really like the live webinar, I need you to email Laura, like support@magdalenahealing.com, or me, Mary@sideshma.com, and let me know right away you want live, and I'll see what I can do for us to create a live one for you for the whole weekend that weekend. But I'm pretty clear we can create a video product for you that you can then pay, order and get. So you'll be able to get the teachings that we have from that weekend. Okay. So I just wanted you to know that we're really working on. And those of you who can join us June 15th to 17th, Doug has a ton of experience working as a coach, and we'll talk about doing all that, and then how do we look at putting these frequencies or emanating these frequencies, working with people, what gets between us and other people, and all sorts of things like that we have planned for you. Okay, it'll be it'll be didactic. You'll get teachings, and also very experiential. And of course, Ma will be aware of the weekend and be pouring Shakti, Magdalena Shakti, into the whole weekend for us together. So I invite you to join me in Albany for that. And then one other thing, although it's not on here, the Journey of Profound Healing, the new version of that, the updated version of that, we've changed it again. I just want all of you to know. It will be a 3-day program, Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. The first one is going to be in Albany in July, I think 7th, 8th, 9th, something like that. It's first weekend, that weekend in July. Okay. And the price point is going to be $795, I think, and then $695 if you register a month ahead of time. And why I'm telling you is that if any of you are really stuck on some stuff and you want to do it again, even if you've done the journey, you can take it again. Or if you have family members that want to do it. The first one will be in Albany. I'll be doing it with Tiagabai. And it's very limited. It'll be limited probably to 10 or 12 people. So if you want to do that deep, intense work, I wanted you to know about it and let your people know about it. And the opportunity to sign up will probably come out next week from the Office of Saima. But I just wanted you to know that's happening. And we'll do probably another one in October in Denver. Okay, so just keep that in your awareness. And my last update, the activation in August, please make sure you've signed up for hotel rooms and all that. It will be that Saturday prior to the Nobility of Women workshop that Lucinda is leading. It's August. I hate to give you dates because Laura will shoot me, but it's Saturday, August 4th. Probably it's going to be early, 8 o'clock in the morning, something like that. So when you're making your plans to come in, make sure you're there Friday probably, because it'll be early before the Nobility of Women workshop. All right, I think that's it for my update. So we can move now to open the let me just go over the Ann Barry's question. So the question is, can we do this with depressed people? Absolutely, you can do this with everybody. Ma has said no limitations on these Magdalena sessions. So we originally said something about cancer, and maybe they couldn't do it if they were doing chemo. Ma said no, that's not true. So the energy has its own healing intelligence. It knows exactly the right amount. Okay, your job is just to be there and be the vehicle. Why we want to know the medical history a little bit in that is so that we're aware if somebody has a seizure disorder, if somebody has a real depression and they're depressed afterwards or something like that, we're aware there's a little bit else going on here. But no intention for the healing. The healing is for their highest good. And we also have a webinar next month. Our webinar next month is going to be more on energy and doing sessions and deeper information about energy and being a practitioner. And we'll talk more about intention and all that and why we're doing not having intentions. You know, basically this is a different kind of session. Okay. So, Anne, let's start with you. Does that answer your question enough? Okay, there she is. Okay, do you have any other concerns about that? You're on mute. Okay. Questions?
No, I don't. That was on my mind. I wasn't aware that there was a kind of clean slate.
Yep. So your role just, I'm here, use me, Mary, use me, Ma, and let whatever happens happen. Again, you follow the protocol, you don't do too much, you don't get in the way of it.
Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Mary.
Yep. All right. Other questions? How's everybody doing? And anyone have any comments on their sessions? First, let's start with questions about anything, and then if someone would like to share. Madeline, hey. You're on mute, honey.
Oh.
There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. Oh my gosh. Well, I need to be honest. I've been in recuperation.
I heard.
All right. And what I do want to say is that everyone who is going in for any kind of surgery, anything that deals with, do it. As many sessions that your body, is allowing you to do. I must say this doctor was, I was more impacted than I'd expected, but the doctor was just stunned at how easy it was to remove the pieces. And he said it was a model surgery. And so I encourage anyone. I have done a few sessions. I'm not, I'm in the process of becoming a practitioner. What can I say?
Good girl.
All right. So it's been a slow going because standing, that's the other thing. I really feel responsible to have our bodies, ourselves in a optimal, to really be the conveyor or the channel. Or
Conduit.
Conduit. Thank you. Conduit for whatever comes through. So, and I think that also helped me heal. That was also part of it because I got sessions afterwards, and magnificent.
Awesome.
Magnificent.
I'm glad you're feeling well.
Thank you so much. Ma.
All right. Another hand is raised. Sheila? I can't hear you. You have to unmute yourself.
I'm not unmuted.
Now you're okay.
Now I'm okay? I don't have a question. It was more of a just a sharing about a session I had with a client that I was concerned about as far as some intense psycho-emotional trauma. A lot of trauma in a lot of different areas. And I too was concerned about giving her a session whether I would trigger a PTSD event, having so much experience with that. I was like nervous. But I just wanted to share that it seemed to me that the energy came through, and I trust that the energy is intelligent and knows exactly what needs to happen. But it seemed to come through a lot more gentle. It didn't feel as intense coming through my body. And so I just wanted to share that with Ann Barry for her concerns, that's how I experienced that situation.
Great. Thank you. Awesome.
That's all. Thank you.
Okay. How about the French? Do the French have any questions? Because, Caroline has been here waiting to ask your question, and you guys aren't asking any questions. So we have to give her something to do. So come on, French. Do you have any questions that we can put Caroline to work? Come on. Nobody? Come on, you guys. Yay, Danielle, speaking French.
Alors, je suis très heureuse d'avoir eu ma certification la semaine dernière. Alors, officiellement, je suis certifiée des énergies de Marie-Madeleine.
Well, she's very happy that since last week she's been certified as a Magdalena practitioner.
Et la journée que j'ai eu ma certification, je venais juste de demander à Jésus, à Marie-Madeleine, d'avoir un signe où je pouvais justement connaître ma façon de servir l'humanité. Et j'ai su tout de suite que j'avais la certification. Alors pour moi, c'est vraiment un grand signe de cœur.
Well, she said that the day she received the certification, she had asked a sign to Ma, Jesus, Magdalena, where she could serve better humanity. And then the certification just arrived that day.
Awesome.
So it was a sign from the heart for her.
Yes, yes, yes.
Alors, j'offre les séances de Marie-Madeleine avec tellement d'amour et de confiance. Et pour moi, c'est une façon magnifique de servir l'humanité. Je suis très ravie.
And she says she served with love and trust on those sessions.
Awesome. Awesome.
J'aurais une question au sujet de l'huile de Marie-Madeleine. J'en ai peut-être manqué un bout, là, mais j'aimerais savoir quand est-ce qu'elle sera disponible pour qu'on puisse l'utiliser là, sur nos clients.
So she's asking, maybe she has missed the information, but she would like to know when would we be able to use, or if the oil would be available for us to use on our client, if there's any update on that.
No, the only thing I know about the oils is that they have not been able to source them yet. And Maz said, Heather was spending quite a bit of time trying to get the right source of them. Like, Ma's very particular about these. So they've kind of put that on hold for now. Okay. However, that being said, I still see oils. So I think they're going to come. Maybe we're just not ready for them yet. Maybe it'll be a year from now. I don't know. I see it in the protocol. So whatever. Let's just wait till the exact right one comes.
Thank you. Et aussi, je me souviens, Mary, tu nous avais dit que si on se sentait à l'aise de prendre la tête de la personne qui vient pour une session, de te le communiquer. Alors, est-ce que c'est encore comme ça ou il y a quelque chose qui a changé à ce niveau-là?
So basically, she's saying that in the past, you had told you when we would feel at ease to take somebody's head in our hands, and she's asking if it's still proper for us to tell you when we're ready to hold the head.
We're not doing the head right now. So and as you know, I'm sure all of you notice, even with your hands at the side of the head, they're still very, very powerful. So I think we're just going to leave that alone for now. And then probably as we can get them figured out how we can have you come and work with us and hold our head, and then we'll start to approve of different people. It's just not yet.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. JJ Melissa, you asked a question here. Say something about when physical symptoms increase after a session. So basically what I would say about that is oftentimes you'll see symptoms increase. Somebody might have stomach problems, headaches, whatever, after a session. That sometimes can happen with energy work in general, okay? And I think our role is just to trust that something's happening, something's being cleared out. There's nothing you did wrong. It has its own intelligence. Remind people to drink water, or sometimes I really just think that's about all. Ask the client to maybe journal on the symptom. What might the symptom be telling the client? I just would not get into a discussion about that with them unless that's your role and you're a coach or a counselor or something else. You have another role. But a Magdalena session, we don't get into real discussions about that. Otherwise, it gets too mental. So sometimes you could tell people to maybe, line up your journal after the session, talk to the symptoms. Some people find that helpful. Just you don't engage them in all this mental stuff. Allow the energy to reveal itself and reveal what's right for the client. And sometimes the symptom will get worse, so they really start to pay attention. That answer your question, I hope. And does Kirsten, you're on. Do you have a better answer for that one or a different? Where are you, my dear Kirsten? I see you're on the call. Okay. All right. Question. Who came on? Claudette, is that you? Did you come on? Did she? You're on. You're unmuted. Mm-hmm.
No. Can you hear me?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so sorry, there's a lot of noise. Do you want me to speak in French?
Sure. Let's give Caroline some work.
Ben alors, bonjour, I'm Gigi Saima.
Gigi Saima.
Ma question est simple. Est-ce que nous avons un délai pour faire nos 25 sessions
When
pour être
is,
certifié?
what is the delay to make the 25 session for Magdalena? Is there a delay? Is there a time frame to do the session?
I would prefer you get them done by the end of the year. If you need more than that, send me an email.
Okay.
And help me understand why. Mm-hmm.
Ah non,
Yeah,
ce sera fait avant.
Yeah, we realized that the other time frame was too short for people. So try to get them done by the end of the year, especially you're in this program and you're deepening in it. So, okay?
Okay, thank you. Merci beaucoup. I'm Gigi Saima.
Gigi Saima. Any other question? All right, then our hour is complete, right exactly on time. I thank each and every one of you for being part of this program. Please email us with your thoughts and what might make it better for you. What do you need? Any ideas you have, we're really open to that, especially for this second year. We're really creating that. Next month, we'll have a webinar more on energy and energy work with some of the practitioners that do quite a bit of energy work. We'll talk more about the sessions. So that will be next month's webinar. And I hope to see some of you in Albany in June for the webinar for the coaches and teachers and therapists and business people. I hope you can come and we'll go from there. Om Jai Jai Saima. Thank you, thank you, thank you.